While everyone's opinion on being a homemaker may vary from person to person, one thing is for certain: the modern-day homemaker or stay-at-home parent looks drastically different today than it did in the past. American homemakers have evolved greatly over time, and while society has started changing their views about the job, I wanted to learn more. In order to better understand the modern homemaker, I wanted to compare the ways they are shown in media and look into their demographics. Taking a look back into the 1950s, the era of the happy homemaker, domesticity was idealized in the media, and women were encouraged to stay at home. Women were getting married and having children at younger ages than ever before, and the expectations held for keeping a home were high.
No idea how much I've got to do. Remember, I haven't got your dream kitchen to make things easier.
This whole kitchen was designed for efficiency and convenience.
A 1950s housewife was expected to maintain the house, prepare meals, take care of children, help them with homework, do the dishes and the laundry, be the ideal wife, all in one day while remaining elegant. Though these expectations were quite extensive, a lot of the chores are still that of the modern-day homemaker, though the homemakers of today may look a little different. One of the biggest differences between homemakers of the past and present are the demographics. While our society still has a long way to go with gender roles, the shift seen among stay-at-home parents is pretty significant. Looking back at the year 1989, stay-at-home mothers made up about 86% of the total parent population and stay-at-home fathers 4%. As of 2016, the numbers changed to 78% for stay-at-home moms and 24% for stay-at-home dads. This shift is huge, showing that more men left the traditional workforce to become homemakers, and mainstream media is very gradually starting to reflect that. Media today has made a notable shift towards including stay-at-home fathers within the picture. Though a lot of these shows and movies utilize comedic aspects, there are more real and tender moments that arise between the dads and their families. Depicting a stay-at-home father in years prior was sometimes more of a joke back then rather than a serious notion. This clip from the popular 50s show, I Love Lucy, shows character Ricky taking care of his and Lucy's child for a week. One key scene from the episode shows Ricky telling the child a bedtime story in Spanish. The scene is loved by many, but relies a little bit more on the comedic aspect to show that Ricky can accomplish what's expected of him and be a good father. Depictions today have also gotten better at showing the everyday stresses and struggles of being a stay-at-home parent. An episode of The Simpsons shows Marge going about her daily tasks as a stay-at-home mom. We see her get more and more frustrated through the day as she faces various challenges. A quick look at the comments section from the YouTube clip of the episode showed just how important realistic stories are to the people that watch shows such as this one. People of color and LGBTQ+ folks are starting to get a little bit more representation as well. A newer show called American Housewife often shows the best friends of the main character. Both are women of color, and one is in a homosexual relationship. Though the two women are not the main characters of the show, it's still an improvement compared to older TV shows, with hardly any representation for anyone who is not a straight white person. Looking at the amount of homemakers today in comparison to years past, we can actually see a notable change in the numbers. In 2018, Pew Research Center reported that stay-at-home parents accounted for 1 in 5 U.S. parents. After decades of decline amongst stay-at-home mothers in particular, Pew Research Center saw the numbers start to rise back up after the year 1999. Along with that has come an increase of homemakers among young people, particularly within the ages of 20 to 35. So, why are more people choosing to stay at home now? We're past the 1950s and have more job opportunities than ever. What's drawing them back to the home? One of the biggest reasons may be because of the way that America structures jobs and views the worker. People are facing more difficulties than ever when it comes to finding a job with reasonable pay. Even if you can manage to find a job, chances are that job won't be good for your physical or mental health. Apart from the many weaknesses that American jobs have, paid maternity and paternity leave may play a big role in whether or not someone decides to be a stay-at-home parent. Since paid parental leave is not nationally mandated in the U.S., only 25% of workers reported having access to paid family leave in 2022. Job loss was an unfortunate effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. While this negatively impacted countless lives, it also made some folks realize that their household didn't really need two sources of income to get by. More people quit their jobs during the pandemic than ever before. So many, in fact, that the quit rate reached a 20-year high in 2021, and the term Great Resignation was created. For those who didn't lose jobs, the switch from in-person to remote work was huge, and more workers began to pursue the work-from-home lifestyle as a result. On the topic of working from home, and with social media occupying such a large part of our lives, I wanted to take a look at the considerable amount of folks that have begun to use their stay-at-home status as a topic for content creation and means of working from home. Long-form content on YouTube is one example of non-traditional media, and it's a way that people can make content on their own about whatever they want. Stay-at-home parents are able to show everything from cooking and cleaning to childcare, as well as topics lesser discussed. The platform gives creators the freedom to talk about topics that otherwise wouldn't be seen in traditional media. Kayla Elizabeth is a mother who makes videos about her life in relation to her children, but also about herself as a human being. Like in this video, where she expresses the importance of her switch from a traditional job to being a stay-at-home mom.
Because my heart's desire is to be more present with my children.
Creator Fo Alexander's channel, Mama and Money, focuses on the financial side of being a stay-at-home mom with tips on being smart with money and how to make the change from a traditional job to homemaker. Even super well-known creators open up and share their realistic experiences with parenthood. Aspen Ovard and Parker Ferris are a married couple who make content centering around their lifestyle and family. After Aspen had her first child, she opened up about the realities of being postpartum, a topic that is far from being openly discussed in TV or movies.
So after you have the baby, a lot of the times you will tear your lady parts.
Colleen Ballinger, famous for her Miranda Sings character, makes fun, high-energy daily vlogs showing her life with her now 3 children. But she also very openly discusses her mental health and speaks her truths about her experiences as a mother.
I feel like I'm at my breaking point. I can't do this anymore. Like, obviously I'm going to. I have to be here for my baby. I just want this to be over.
The open honesty that creators are able to express on platforms like YouTube is highly welcomed by many viewers. Traditional media often lacks the realistic side of being a parent and rarely touches tough subjects at all. After doing my research, I was glad to see that traditional media has made huge changes over the years and seems to be slowly working toward more inclusivity and realistic representation. Non-traditional forms of media still seem to be the more realistic way of viewing life of a homemaker, but homemakers are more than just people that take care of a house or kids. They're real people doing real work, and I think that with a little bit more time, this will become even more apparent in the ways in which they are represented in our media.